All right, we got an easy one for you in this video, but Brandon is looking to learn a little bit more about how to make his own stuff. And so he sent me this question about this RAM. Now, this is one ugly looking RAM, Brandon. So what we're going to do is we're gonna find us a better RAM. I don't like this one, but we're going to show you um, how we do it. So what he's looking to do is take this RAM logo and put it on the lid of a koozie. Of course, it's a pretty straightforward project, um, but but anyhow, we'll show you how it is done here. So yeah, we're not going to use Brandon's RAM, but I did find this one, and it's the same RAM, but it's a little bit better quality RAM. So all of my 3D models start here in chat almost universally because any artwork can be improved with chat. So you can see here, I asked chat, I said, clean this image up and convert it to black and white. And so it did. There you go. It did a good job. Now, why did I do this? Well, the reason I did this is because Inkscape converts black and white images very good to a vector file where it doesn't do very good with color images. So that's why I said go ahead and convert it to black and white for me, which of course it did. So we can right click and copy our image, and then we'll come over here into Inkscape and we'll right click and paste our image, and then we can right click and convert it, trace bitmap, hit apply, and now we have a vector version of our RAM. Okay, so moving right along here, so that looks good so far. So now what we need to do is we need to bust this up and get rid of the pieces that we don't need. So to do that, we're just going to go ahead and use my toolkit, because honestly, I wouldn't want to design without it now that I have all these tools. In the toolkit, it's just so much easier to create whatever it is we're looking to create. So in our case, we're going to select our design here. We're going to right click to break it apart. And now now we really have a mess. So let's go ahead and click on our little display so we could just pull out. I want to just pull out the RAM. So I think that's what we're going to do here. Just drag him out. Now we dragged some other parts of our that we probably didn't need, but that's okay. No, let's go ahead and just dump all that. I don't think we need any of that. And then we'll take this and then we'll right click here and then we'll click back on our screen and take a look at what we got going on now. Indeed. So we're going to select everything and right click. And let's see what we've got going on here. Ah, I was breaking apart. I should have been combining. My bad. So I don't even know how to use my own program. Okay, so there we go. Now let's make this roughly the size that we want. Right now it's 150 millimeters, and that's pretty big. So let's go ahead and shrink it down. How much? How much? How much? Let's just make it 75. I think that's probably a good size. Okay, and then let's go ahead and save it. We'll go to the desktop and we'll just call it the old Brandon RAM and save. Okie dokie. Moving on. Here's Bamboo. Let's go ahead and minimize this for a moment. So there we go. There's a koozie. This is just a random koozie I picked up off of Maker World here. And we're going to take our lid and we're going to flip it a $1.80. So go to the Y direction here, flip it a $1.80. Now, the thing of it is when we, if we select, right, so we have our lid selected, and then we hit Control I to bring in the old Brandon RAM, it's automatically going to be attached to my lid. Okay, so that can, that could be helpful. Now, if I go into my scale tool, we can scale it. So we can reposition this, kind of wherever we want to. That's kind of weird. That's a weird orientation for sure. I don't know exactly why that would have happened, to be honest, but we can right click and choose Edit SVG. Let's see if we move this. There we go. I think we must have been it must have tried to connect it right here, maybe? I don't really know. But yes, this looks much better. Now, what do we want to do from here? Well, first of all, the depth. We don't really need it that deep, do we? Let's go ahead and make it a mil deep. Um, and then, yeah, we can go ahead and scale it from here. So if you wanted to cover up the whole, I guess we could do that too. But let's just say we want to do it like that. Okay, now we're not out of the woods here. We've got a couple of options here, and probably the easiest option to use would be your modifier. Okay, so when we use the modifier, essentially what it's saying is wherever the RAM is touching our lid, then that's where the color change happens. So now we can see right now that the RAM is white, but if we, let's just say for the sake of argument, we're going to make it blue. All right. Now, when we're doing it this way as a modifier, and we slice our plate, let's just go ahead and do it real quick. It's going to show as yellow, but because we used the modifier, it really is going to print blue. Okay. And so obviously, you know, you just change your filament color to whatever color you want, and that's ultimately what it's going to print. Now, we do need to go ahead and flip this back over. So we'll go ahead and move it back over $1.80 here. And now, if we go ahead and slice our plate again, because we do want to print this face down. Let me see our RAM head. It's still printed on the top of our Koozie. So that's it, folks. Sorry to disappoint. It's not any more complicated than that. So there you go. So hopefully that helps you out, Brandon. Get you another step in the right direction on your 3D printing learning journey. But that's how to do it. And of course, you know, it'd be the same if we wanted to apply it to the front of our Koozie. So if we go back, let's see, what do we want to do here? Let's go back. Let's delete that. Let's go back to our original one, just for funsies. We'll go back to trace bitmap. We'll go ahead and hit apply. And then we can get rid of that. And we'll just leave this one whole like it is. So let's go ahead and hit File, Save As. Let's just call it LA-RAMs. Okay. And then if we want to go back to our Koozie file, again, we're going to select our model and then Control-I to open up LA-RAMs. Okay. Whoa! That turned out kind of big. We'll go ahead and scale it down. All right. Something like that. And then, yes, we can go ahead and right-click. So we want to right-click and edit the SVG. And then we'll use that little yellow cube to kind of position it wherever we want it to. We could set our depth. Okay, so you see how that looks on the front of our Koozie now. So let's go ahead and all click on it again. Right-click and edit SVG. And then we can use surface. So we click on that. And then you can see how it kind of like bends around. But just like we did before, if we want to, we could use our modifier, okay? And let's go ahead and slice the plate just so you can see what it does. Now, generally speaking on Koozies, obviously, we glue the logo on. We don't do it this way anymore because it takes forever and a day to print, and you'll have 1,000 color changes, which you're going to see that here in a second. If we go to our slicing result, you see, that's crazy. 200 and some color changes. Yeah, no thank you. But generically, that's how it's done. Generically. And then if we go ahead and edit SVG again and we choose the cut operation, then it's going to cut into And that can be useful too, because the nice thing about the cut operation is we still get the logo, but we don't get the color changes. So we save a lot of print time that way. Now this particular logo here is probably not the greatest example, because there's a lot of like little tiny details that it's probably not going to show up. It's not going to print super well anyhow. But it's not terrible. But you can kind of see how now that logo is recessed into. Like I said, I don't know how well that would actually print. I'd have to scrutinize it a little bit more, but yeah, maybe it actually doesn't look too bad, does it? So, but then that Koozie only takes 6 hours and there's no color changes, whereas before there was 200 color changes. Holy cow. So there you go. So those are kind of all the different options that you have available to you. What else can I show you? Same thing with text. So if we wanted to put text on here, when you have the part selected and then we add text, it's automatically going to go boop right on there. Okay, so we could just like that. And we can give it a different color. So we'll give it color 1. And then, yeah, we can edit our text. And so there you go. That's how it's done. We right click and edit text, and then you just slide that down, and then we can put it down here somewhere. Now it's down here. So hopefully that helps you out. Lets you play with some things there. But it's really, that particular project, really straightforward, easy project for you. So hopefully that helps you out. And until next time, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or need one-on-one training or some custom files made for you, this is my contact information, so feel free to reach out via email. You can text me. You could even give me a call. I'd be happy to answer questions or give you more details on the one-on-one training we offer, and as well as if you need custom files made until you are up to speed on how to make them yourself, feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to help you with that as well.